This weekend, D17 on Saturday at about 1 p.m. in downtown New York, as we were informed would take place by people we had spoken to last week. Hundreds of protesters approached Duarte Square. Duarte Square is down on Canal and 6th, if I'm not mistaken, 6th Avenue. And it is essentially an empty cement lot surrounded by chain link fences attached to the Trinity Church. Apparently, the Trinity Church is the third largest real estate holder in New York City. Understand that is a massive amount of real estate holdings. I can only imagine what the market capitalization is for something like that. Do you have a number, Matt? Do you know?
I'm looking right now.
It's got to be over $250. I would say considerably more than a couple $100. Certainly more than a year's worth of Majority Report membership. And there have been literally 10s, 20s, there have been so many calls by clergy for the Trinity Church to allow for the occupation there. Now, I want to play this clip. This is put out by Occupy Wall Street. It features a woman who is a spokesperson for, I guess, presumably the media team, one of the media team members, explaining what was going on with D17. And she sums this up. It's very interesting, the connection between Trinity and Wall Street and the perspective as to why there's doing. Now, of course, to the extent that the corporate media covered this, which was sort of shockingly uncovered, although it did report that Santa Claus got arrested by the cops. There's been an attempt by the right to pursue this meme of like, how could the occupiers go into this empty parking lot, essentially, for a church that helped people on 9/11. I literally got that in my Twitter feed. It wasn't from Rudy Giuliani. I should also make that clear. Sort of stunning how, I can only imagine the people on 9/11 were hoping, well, if we die, at least we haven't died in vain. Some right-wing douchebag will be able to cite us in their argument against income equality in the future, 10 years from now. But listen to this video, or the audio from this video. We have posted the video on majority.fm for a clearer understanding of the perspective on why occupy this space.
So today we are down in Duarte Square, which is a public area in lower Manhattan, lower western Manhattan, and we're having a huge party. And we're having a huge party to celebrate our 3-month anniversary and the International Day of Tenting. Members of the New York City faith community reached out to us and said, we know that you've been working with Trinity Church, a long-standing historic church institution and a billion-dollar real estate corporation. And we thought that because they have this beautiful abandoned plot of land right here that they can't build on right now, we thought that there was a chance that they would allow us to work with them and work with the community to create a place where free speech and right to assemble really thrives in lower Manhattan. Power is consolidated in the hands of a few. And we talk about Trinity Church, and they've been our allies, absolutely, but the people calling the shots right now are the vestry. And the people who are sitting in the vestry and have that position are people who work on Wall Street. And I'm not saying those are bad people. They're probably amazing people who've done incredible things for the community. But I'm saying that power in this city and in this world is concentrated on Wall Street. And I know we've come a mile away from Wall Street, but this is Wall Street still. All over the place, it's controlled by Wall Street. The foreclosed homes out in East New York, those are controlled by these banks. It's all connected, and that's why our message seems diffuse, but it's really very clear. It's about consolidation of power, and it's about the 99% rising up and lobbying, essentially, to control our country. So, I mean, the same way that we're chanting here, we are the 99%, that's what collective voice allows us to do. Raise our voices louder than they could be individually, and collective voice gives rise to collective action. But to have that collective voice, we need a space to raise that voice.
So Trinity's Trinity Church's real estate holdings. Apparently, in 1912, the New York Times reported them as $75 million in 1912. Real estate prices in New York have gone up slightly over the past 100 years, and their holdings are now reportedly worth over $10 billion.
That makes them the richest church in the world.
That makes them the richest church in the world. Now, it's pretty stunning. And apparently, as the first person over the fence, I don't know if he was the first person officially arrested, was retired Episcopal Bishop George Packard. And there was an interview done with him. We can't play it because the audio is not very good, but as he was in the paddy wagon being driven away, or the whatever it was that the big bus that the cops used to haul away protesters, he made it quite clear that he felt that while Trinity Church leadership were sympathetic with Occupy Wall Street, he believed the reason why they were not allowing the occupiers to stay there was essentially for public relations problems that they thought they would have that would hurt their real estate business. Now, there are a couple different issues involved here. I'm not a member of the Episcopal Church. Is that what Trinity is, Episcopalian?
Yes.
I'm not a member of the Episcopal Church. I don't, so leaving aside the idea that your religious affiliation should be something that controls that much wealth, I'm not sure exactly, you can't take it with you, right? I mean, I don't know what happens with the Episcopal Church, what the idea is. I don't understand why any religious institutions, sort of amass those type of fortunes. But they all seem to do it in one form or another. But that issue aside, the fact is that you cannot simply say, just because they're a religious institution, that we should ignore the fact that they control $10 billion worth of real estate in New York City, the third largest holder of real estate, and that shouldn't be pointed out. I mean, it's just one more thing that the Occupy movement is showing. When you have half of the population in this country living below poverty or precariously close to poverty, when you have 1 out of 5 children in poverty, the idea that a religious institution is controlling that much wealth is pretty stunning. I mean, I think you could probably do the same thing for some of the educational institutions in this city, the universities. And remember that $10 billion is tax-free. Their property is not taxed because they're a religious institution. Am I accurate in saying that? I believe that's the case. So it's fascinating. And it's even more fascinating that the corporate media has not reported on who was arrested there, except for Santa Claus.